Welcome to the Grimdark Chronicles. Something of mystery, an information repository, and a place of history and bygone times. With the archival world of Calliope lost to heretical treachery, now only a few data repositories remain. The Tyranids, a devouring threat to the galaxy. The Tyranids, often referred to as the Great Devourer, are an extragalactic species that seeks only one goal: the complete consumption of all organic material in the galaxy to fuel their evolution. Originating from outside the Milky Way, the Tyranids operate as a vast and ever-evolving swarm, guided by the singular will of the hive mind. Every Tyranid organism, from the smallest drone to the most massive bioship, is a living weapon created through biological engineering to fulfill a specific role in the swarms that sweep across entire worlds. Origins and nature of the Tyranids. The Tyranids are not native to the Milky Way galaxy. They have traveled from an unknown region across intergalactic space, driven by the scarcity of resources in the void. Their journey was likely necessitated by an insatiable hunger for new sources of biomass, which is crucial for their reproduction and continuous evolution. They have crossed unimaginable distances to reach the rim of the galaxy, beginning their systematic invasion and consumption of entire star systems. This relentless drive defines their nature, as the Tyranids adapt and evolve with every new conquest, learning and refining their tactics and biology to overcome the defenses of their prey. The hive mind and synaptic control. The Tyranids operate under the control of the hive mind, a massive psychic consciousness that binds the entire swarm. This collective intelligence directs every Tyranid organism, turning billions of creatures into a single, cohesive force. Individually, Tyranids have little intelligence, but when connected to the hive mind, they execute complex strategies with chilling precision. The hive mind exerts its control through a synaptic web, a psychic network that connects all Tyranid organisms. Synapse creatures, such as hive tyrants and Tyranid warriors, act as nodes within this web, relaying orders and ensuring order across vast distances. If these synaptic links are severed, lesser Tyranids often revert to basic instincts, becoming erratic and disorganized. The effectiveness of the Tyranid swarm depends on these synapse creatures, making them high-priority targets for those who hope to weaken the Tyranid advance. Tyranid bioforms, types, roles, strengths, and weaknesses. Gaunts. Termagants are the primary ranged infantry in the Tyranid swarms, equipped with bioweapons like flesh borers. They are cheap to produce and can swarm in overwhelming numbers. However, they have low durability and rely heavily on synaptic control, becoming vulnerable if they lose contact with a synapse creature. Horma Gaunts are melee-oriented Gaunts known for their speed and relentless assault capabilities. They are incredibly fast and can close distances quickly, often overwhelming enemy infantry. Despite their agility, Horma Gaunts are lightly armored and can become disorganized if not guided by a synapse creature. Gene Stealers. Gene Stealers are the Tyranids' premier infiltration units, known for their ability to infect and manipulate other species to create gene stealer cults. These cults destabilize societies, paving the way for a larger Tyranid invasion. Gene Stealers are adept at close-quarters combat, with rending claws capable of tearing through armor. They operate independently from the hive mind for extended periods, making them highly adaptable. However, their light armor makes them vulnerable to sustained ranged attacks, forcing them to rely on stealth and ambush tactics. Warriors. Tyranid warriors are mid-level synapse creatures that function as battlefield commanders for lesser Tyranid organisms, versatile in both melee and ranged combat. Warriors can be armed with death spitters, bones words, or other bioweapons, adapting to various combat roles. Their durability and synaptic abilities make them invaluable in maintaining order within the swarm. Yet this also makes them a target, as eliminating them can lead to disarray among nearby Tyranids. Carnifexes. Carnifexes are heavily armored assault creatures designed to act as living battering rams, smashing through fortifications and engaging the heaviest enemy forces. Known for their resilience, Carnifexes are outfitted with thick armor and powerful weapons like the Venom Cannon. There are multiple variants, including the Screamer Killer, focused on close combat, and the Thornback, that specialized in anti-infantry. Their slow movement and bulky size, however, make them vulnerable to long-range fire and more maneuverable enemies. Hive Tyrants. Hive Tyrants are powerful synapse creatures that act as the primary commanders of the Tyranid swarm. They possess immense psychic abilities and can be equipped with a range of weapons to dominate either at range or in close combat. Their intelligence and adaptability make them highly effective leaders, and they can influence the surrounding swarm through their synaptic control. As high-value targets, Hive Tyrants are often the focus of enemy attacks, as their loss can lead to chaos within the swarm if no other synapse creature is present. Rippers. Rippers are small, mindless creatures that swarm the battlefield in massive numbers. They consume all organic material in their path, helping strip planets of biomass after Tyranid forces secure a world. While individually weak and easily killed, their sheer numbers can overwhelm lightly defended positions, providing a constant distraction for the enemy. Tyranid invasion process. Reconnaissance. Gene stealers or other scout organisms infiltrate and study potential target worlds, gathering vital information about defenses and weaknesses. Infestation and subversion. Gene stealers establish secret gene stealer cults by infecting local populations, sowing discord and weakening defenses from within. Full-scale assault. The Hive fleet arrives, deploying overwhelming numbers of Tyranids, from Gaunts to Carnifexes, to sweep through the planet's defenses and crush resistance. Subjugation. Tyranids establish complete control over the planet, eradicating all organized resistance. They exploit the environment and position to maintain control and prepare for the next stage: consumption and biomass harvesting. Once the planet is fully subdued, the Tyranids begin the process of stripping it of all biomass. They consume every organic element, leaving behind a barren, lifeless husk before moving on. The shadow in the warp. One of the most feared aspects of a Tyranid invasion is the shadow in the warp. When a Hive fleet approaches, it generates a psychic suppression field that blankets the region. This psychic field disrupts enemy psychers, hinders communication, and causes confusion among defenders. The shadow in the warp makes it difficult for enemy forces to organize, creating a chaotic environment that the Tyranids can exploit. As the shadow spreads, resistance becomes increasingly challenging, effectively isolating entire planets from reinforcements or escape. Adaptation and evolution. The Tyranids are unique in their ability to rapidly adapt and evolve to counter new threats. Through the hive mind, Tyranids develop biomorphs that modify their forms in response to environmental challenges and enemy tactics. Common adaptations include thicker armor plates for durability, acidic projectiles for corrosive damage, and wings for enhanced mobility. Each new encounter strengthens the Tyranid swarm, allowing it to learn from previous conflicts and tailor its evolution to the weaknesses of its opponents. Gene stealer cults. Gene stealer cults play a crucial role in Tyranid invasions, destabilizing worlds long before the Hive fleet arrives. Gene stealers infect host populations, creating hybrid offspring who form secretive cults. These cults infiltrate every level of society, from local gangs to planetary governments, and gradually gain influence. When the hive fleet arrives, the cults rise up in rebellion, sabotaging defenses and helping ensure the swift and overwhelming success of the Tyranid invasion. Cult leaders, known as patriarchs, maintain loyalty to the Tyranids and unite their followers, creating a hidden army that weakens the world from within. Tyranid hive fleets. Hive Fleet Behemoth was the first major hive fleet to invade the galaxy. It tore a direct path through the galactic core, devastating worlds until the Ultramarines stopped it at the Battle of Macragge. The Imperium learned the full scale of the Tyranid threat through this brutal conflict. Hive Fleet Kraken employed a different tactic, splitting into numerous smaller fleets to overwhelm entire star systems simultaneously. This dispersed assault forced the galaxy's defenders to spread their forces thin, making it difficult to contain the invasion. Hive Fleet Leviathan emerged from below the galactic plane, catching many by surprise. Attacking across multiple sectors, Leviathan spread Tyranid influence widely, culminating in a massive assault on the Blood Angels' homeworld of Baal. Tyranid technology and biological engineering. All Tyranid technology is biological. Their weapons, transport, and armor are living organisms engineered by the hive mind. Weapons like flesh borers and venom cannons are symbiotic organisms adapted to kill and consume. Tyranid ships, such as the massive hive ships, are living ecosystems designed to process and transport biomass. Each weapon and creature is a result of evolutionary design, and the Tyranid swarm constantly grows and adapts to suit its needs. Tyranid weaponry, from acid-spitting guns to living ammunition, is organic and self-sustaining, evolving as the hive mind learns from each battle. Notable Tyranid campaigns. The First Tyrannic War. This war was humanity's first major engagement with the Tyranids, ending with the Battle of Macragge. The Ultramarines suffered massive casualties, but managed to repel Hive Fleet Behemoth, highlighting the grave threat posed by the Tyranids. The devastation of Baal. Hive Fleet Leviathan targeted the Blood Angels' homeworld, Baal, in a devastating assault. Although the Blood Angels repelled the attack with the arrival of reinforcements, the chapter suffered severe losses, showing how even the most fortified worlds are vulnerable to the Tyranid swarm, ongoing threat, and splinter fleets. Even after a hive fleet is defeated, splinter fleets often survive and spread to new regions, continuing the Tyranid threat. These smaller fleets retain adaptations and genetic knowledge from their previous encounters, making them increasingly deadly. Each splinter fleet represents a persistent danger as the Tyranids learn and improve from every engagement, evolving with each defeat to become an even more formidable force. The Tyranids are an unstoppable and adaptive species, representing one of the galaxy's most existential threats. Their relentless hunger and capacity to evolve mean that every battle with the Tyranids makes them stronger and more prepared for the next. As they continue to consume and evolve, the Tyranids remind the galaxy of the inevitable advance of the Great Devourer, a force driven by hunger and the will of the hive mind.